So now in this class, now we are going to learn how to use a copy constructor. Okay. So the thing is here the program, write a program to find the sum of series 1 plus x square plus x to the power of n using a constructor. Okay. Using a constructor, we are going to find how a program is going to run. So how a program is going to run using a copy constructor. Okay. So how to use a copy constructor using a program. Okay. So whenever we are going to see 1 plus n, 1 plus 2, 1 plus x plus dot plus x to the power of n, x to the power of n. So what we are going to do, we are going to find this num of series using a copy constructor. We are going to find out the sum of series using a copy constructor. Okay. So how we can do that? So what is a copy constructor then? Before we are going to work on this program, let us understand what is a copy constructor. A copy constructor is a parameterized constructor which uses one object can be copied with another object. Now, for example, so what is a copy constructor? As I already said, a constructor is a name, same name as your class name. Constructor is the same name as your class name. What is a constructor? A constructor is the same name as your class name is called as a constructor. Okay. A constructor always have a same name as the class name of which they are a member of it. A same name as a class name of which they are the member of it. But what is a copy constructor then? A copy constructor, a copy a copy constructor is a copy constructor is a parameterized constructor. What is a copy constructor? It is a parameterized constructor. Which type of constructor we call a parameterized? So when a constructor has the different parameters which is been passed, such constructors are called as parameterized constructor. But what is the difference over here? Here, using a one object, if we create one object, we can copy them to other. If we create a one object, then we can copy them to another. That is called as a copy constructor. So a copy constructor is used in the following situation, wherever this copy constructor is being used to initialize the object with the value that is already existed. So our value already exists ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು copy constructors ನ use ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. The second one is when an object must when an object should be returned as a function. When an object must be returned as a function also, at that time also we are going to create a copy constructor itself. Third statement is to state a object that are passed that object as by a value parameter of a function. When there is a value parameter also, we are going to use a copy constructor. So what is a copy constructor? It is a kind of a parameters constructor. But what is the main thing over here? Here, if we create one object, we can copy them with the other objects also. That is called as a copy constructor. Okay. So how we can use the copy constructor? We can use a copy constructor using a class name followed by a scope resolution operator. Again, a class name followed by the class name pointers. By this, we can use a copy constructor. So now let us see check how to use a copy constructor or how this program works. So what we should do, we should work on a series using a series like 1, 2, 3, 4 and using constructor. Using a constructor. So first, what we should do, we should use a linker section. So using a linker section, hash include string.h, coordinate.h, and math.h. So math.h is used whenever you have a mathematical operation. At that time, you are going to use a math.h. Next, what we are going to do, int variable some term, some variable in some variable and term. Okay. The next, what we did, we used a double data type for a calculator. Here, this calculator is a function. Calculate is a function declaration. Function declaration which is the type of double, which means that you require to pass a return type. Return type specifier. You request to pass the return type specifier whenever you are going to use this copy constructor. So now what we did, we are going to create a constructor called as copy. Parameters are int temp and int x. What we did here, as we have already declared the default, if I have not declared anything, then the default it is going to take as a private itself, private where some main term are my three data members. Here a member function is what the double calculate. Here what I did, I have created a constructor called as copy, which has a name parameters called as int temp and variable x. What I did, I just replaced variable with temp and term with x. Variable with temp and term with x. Then what happened? Here we have created a copy constructor. See here, double copy. Where is the copy? Copy is in here. It is a constructor name, also a class name. Okay, using the scope resolution operator followed by a function name called as calculator. Okay, now what we did, int p sum is equals to 1 and p is equals to term. So from where we are going to get the term? The term is going to be will get using a this constructor called as var temp. It is going to keep a copy of the variable. Okay, then here what we did here, there is a logic called as for I is equals to 1. It is to start from 1 because series always starts from 1 itself. For this reason, for I is equals to 1, I less than or equals to variable. How many variables you have used? Until then, this program must work. Okay, I plus work. Okay, after that, sum is equals to sum plus p, and p is equals to p into term. Okay, return sum. Here void main int n90 terms. So what happened here? Enter the base and the power. So the base will be t and power will be n. Okay, copy object obj. Here you see we have created an object. We have created an object called as copy class name followed by the object. Inside that, what we are going to pass? We are going to pass the parameters. We are going to pass the parameters. Wait a second. So what we did here, we have asked to enter the power and base. So power base is the base, we can give anything, and as t, and power is given as n. Here we have created a class called as class called as copy, class copy, object name obj called as n comma t, And what we did, again, we created a copy constructor, copy, call CPY as an object name, which is equals to object, which means that we are going to pass the object to copy constructor. We are going to pass the object to copy constructor. Finally, we are going to get see out sum of the series object object dot calculator and get ch. So now let us see how it is going to work. Now let us see how it is going to. Now let us see how it is going to work. Here the compiler enters the void main, okay, and it is going to take a place for n and t, n9 t, okay, n9 t inside a memory, okay. Here clear screen, it is going to complete clear out the console screens and enter the base and power. So here the base I'm going to enter as 2 and power I'm going to enter as 10 something, okay. Now what happens, now here these values are passed into obj of n as 10 and its power as 2, okay. Sorry, base as 2 and its power as 10. After that, what it is going to do, copy cpy object. This is also object for a copy class object. This is copy constructor class, okay, which is equals to obj, which means that the copy cpy is also has CPY has same values as of has the same values as of object obj, okay. It is called as a copy constructor. Then sum of series object dot calculator. But you check out here, here what we did, we have created an object for class object, but also we have also created one more object called as cpy, which holds a object, which means that it has a value, which means that it has a value of the same. These both are same, has the same value, and it has a copy of object, which means that it has a copy of that object in the memory, which has a copy of that object in the memory. Then it is going to enter over here. The compiler line transfers to here. Here what happens, here the values are going to be assumed, or compiler line ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ values ಹಾಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. Copy of int temp ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is going to put 10 comma and 2. It is going to use 2 here, and then it is going to open your class name, okay. Now here what does it do, var is equals to 10, okay, comma term is equals to 2. It is going to put like this, var is equals to temp and term is equals to 2. Then compiler will move, compiler comes back to this part, copy object, again the same, it is going to work as the same itself. Then it is compiler will move to this line, object dot calculator. So what happens here, this object obj will verify, it will redirect the page to this one. Here calculator, that it is going to search for a function definition, it is going to move here. Here what happens now, here, what happens here, we have already taken, as our variable var as 10 and term as 2. Okay, whereas 10 and term as 2. Here what we do, sum we have taken in our memory. Default our sum, the value of sum is 1. Okay, and value of p will be term. P will be term. Okay, now what happens here now? Now for I is equals to 1, it is going to check from for statement. I is equals to 1 and 1 less than term. 1 less than term means 10. Okay, it is true. True. So then what does it do now? Now it is going to put the values. Let me take put the values called as sum is equals to sum. Previously sum is equals to 1 plus 2. Term is 2, which means that p is equals to term. Andre p the value eshtagutte avaga? P the value 2 agutte. So sum is equal sum plus p. Sum is equals to 1 plus 2 is, which is equals to 3. Okay, 3. Now p is 2. P is 2 into term. What is the term? Again it is 2. 2 2s are 4. So same way it is going to work until it reaches 10 less than or equal to 10. It becomes false. It becomes false. False. And it comes out of the loop. It comes out of the loop and it will return the sum value. It will return the sum value and it is going to say sum of this series is equals to obj dot calculator. Sum of the series is equals to obj dot calculator. Clear? Understood? So now p value is the same, it will be there. Again, it is going to change the same thing and it is going to provide you the value. So now let us work for the using the program itself. So now let us work using that program itself. Okay. So this is the actual program which we are going to work on a copy constructor. Now let us debug this program first. There is no errors. Now let me show you using a compiler line itself. Compiler line starts from void main. What does it do now? Here clear, it is going to clear first. It is going to enter into your memory and it is going to put the value, take the place for n90 with the term was called as integer. Okay, for a variables n90. Then it is more, it clears the screen, enter the base and power. It is going to ask to enter the base and power called as base as 2, power as 5. Okay, now it is going to copy that object as I have showed you in that in previous sharing itself. Next it is going to copy the values to var temp and x also, and then it is going to copy the value object dot t. It is going, the compiler moves to the function definition, and sum is equals to 1, p is equal to term. For int I is equals to 1, I less than var means I is equal to 1, 1 less than 5, 1 I plus plus. Sum is equals to, again it is going to do that the same. It is going to do that the same. Now it printed 1. Again it will move. Okay, 2 to the power of 4. Sum of the series. It adds the sum and it is going to provide you the value from a for loop itself directly. Clear? This is how it is going to work on a program. So here the for loop will move till until you get the value. For loop is going to travel until you get the value. Sum of the terms. So let you, so hope you understood. Now let us debug by ourselves and let us learn how to work on this. Okay. Debug ourselves and let us learn how to work on this. Wait a second. Okay. Now what happens? Compiler lines comes to the void main and is going to create a space for n in a memory and also for t. T in a wait a second. Okay, hope you are going to hear out, right? So now what we are going to do here is now your compiler line comes to here and it is going to take the values for this both the things n90. After this, a compiler line enters here and it puts the value to that power base as 2, base as 2, and its power as 4. Okay, its power as 4. Okay, to the power of 4. And what does it do? It is going to create a object called as obj. For that, it is going to transfer the value n as 4 and 2, 4 and 2 as an object. Next, it is going to copy that object and it will move to here. Here, what does it do? It is going to put the value for var is equals to variable is equals to 4 and term is equals to x. Variable is equals to 4 and term is equals to x. Okay. After this, term x means for the x value, it is going to put 2. Okay. After this, it moves to here. Constructor, it is going to take the values called as sum. Sum is equals to 1. Sum is equals to 1. Okay. And term, p is equals to term means it is equals to 2. Okay. Now it is going to put for loop for I is equals to 1 less than 4. 1 less than 4. Okay. So what enters the for loop? It will enter the for loop. Here sum is equals to, previously sum was 1 plus 1 plus p means it is equals to 2, which is equals to 3. So sum is equals to, now sum is equals to 3, which means that your sum previously it was 1, now it becomes 3. Okay. And p is equals to p means previously p was 2 into term will be 2. 2 2s are, which is equals to 4. 4. Now your p becomes, Now your P becomes 4. Now your P becomes 4. And then here sum is equal to sum plus P. Sum is equal to sum plus P. Previously sum was 3. Previously sum is 3. 3 plus 4, which is equals to 7. Okay. Now your P is 4. 4 4 into 2. 4 2s are it becomes 8. Now your previous sum will be 7 and your term P will be 8. Sum will be 7 and term P will be 8. Okay. Again, now again it is going to check for I is equals to 1. I becomes 2. 2. Now I becomes 3. 3 less than 4. It is again it satisfies. Now previously sum was 3. Sum was 7. 7 plus 8. 14 15. It is going to go 15 and P. Previously P was 8. 8 2 becomes 16. Now again I increments. I previously was 3. Now I becomes 4. 4 less than 4. It is false. False. And what does it will return? It will return your sum value. Sum is equals to 15. And it is going to print out the statement. It is going to print out the statement. Sum of the series here. See out. See out. Sum of the series. Sum of the series is equals to 15. This is how this program works. So hope you understood this program.